And so, bro, like I said, I know Crosby because my boys from middle school have a sock company called Strideline. And it's like it goes stance and then stride line is like the next. And so those are my guys. And they started and got famous because they have a Seattle skyline on the sock, and like Beast Mode wore them in a game. Some of the Seahawks were wearing them, so they kind of got some clout for that, and they were already doing well before that. And then they opened up the East Coast line. New York, Brooklyn, New York, Boston, Miami, whatever. And this is at the time I'm living in New Haven. And I said, bro, like they kind of got their name and started there through grassroots, like would go to tournaments, set up a table, sell some socks, and so I was like, hey guys, like I'm gonna be out here. Can I help and make some money doing it too? Yeah, for sure. And so I know Crosby because one summer I was at Crosby twice a week at the Pro-Am selling
the Pro-Am
selling
basketball
socks
tournament.
selling socks at the Pro-Am, bro. So like I know, like I don't know Gomes, but I met Gomes at that like
in Crosby's gym.
Bro, I'll show you a picture after and I can't wait to posted with my table with socks. Like I mean,
what year was this, bro?
This would have been so I graduated 15, so it would have been the summer.
2015?
Yeah, so it would have been summer of 14.
Okay.
And
yeah. So I graduated 2014. So I was like,
just starting
because I did summer league and then I did play Pro-Am, bro.
So maybe maybe there was another crossing.
Oh my, bro.
And I mean, I probably the Pro-Am games were like twice a week or something, and like I was at almost all the time twice a week, at least for sure on the weekend games. Yeah. Because like the weekends ones were always more popping than the other ones, and so yeah, bro, I've Crosby Pro-Am, bro. I probably sold 300 pairs of socks one summer, bro. I made some good little bread doing that, dude. Yeah. And I can't remember the dude's names that like ran the Pro-Am, but I was just the weird white dude that came in and sold some socks. I had the beard and the long hair and like I stuck out there a little bit, and came in and just like that was so like I got love for Crosby just because of that little atmosphere,
And it's a pretty good atmosphere though.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Pro-Am is pretty
Dude,
dope.
the Pro-Am was good. There was Gomes was there pretty consistently.
Remember Jordan Williams?
Jordan Williams, I think so, yeah.
Big kid.
Yeah.
Tall.
Dreads or no?
No.
I know Drummond came through a couple times.
Yep, Drummond.
There were like two twins. I forget. I don't know if they ever played anything other than they were like the local Pro-Am guys.
Are you talking about Saunders?
Yeah.
Bro, Damian Saunders. I was a freshman.
And Jalen No,
Damian and Dale.
Dale, that's right. Dale was my guy. Yeah.
Dale, bro. They both they're older than me. And Damian went to Crosby.
Okay.
And he went to Duquesne, like BJ.
Okay.
He was a year, so I was a freshman. He was a senior. And Dame's like the homie. Like he's one of the guys who works the camp, bro.
Wow.
Every year he works the camp.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, both.
That's true.
I mean, both of them were and maybe I can't, but I remember like I really fucked with both of them. Yeah. And they were like, I liked their game. They had the swag, talk a little shit, Long, exactly. Yeah. And so, no, man, dude, like I said, there's some weird connections, bro.
That's wild.
And no, the Crosby Pro-Am was fun. Yeah. That was a cool, and I mean, it was funny. Like in New Haven, like I became the sock guy. Because I always had like my guys at Stride, like I love, and they're doing super well now. Yeah. And but bro, when I first said let me sell, like they're like, all right, they just shipped me like 300 pairs. Damn. I don't have I'm like, bro, I can't pay you for this yet. I don't have money. They're like, nah, whatever. Once you get it, you're good. Yeah, and so no, man, that's how the only reason I know Crosby was I was a sock guy there. Wow. And yeah, so It's wild,
That's
right?
crazy.
Wild, yeah. But all right, keeping going. So you were at LMU 4 years.
Yep, 4 years, man.
Okay, yeah, because prep school doesn't count as a.
Yeah.
And then how? I mean, how was your college career for you then? Like
Man, I found a lot of success, man.
right away.
Yeah, right away.
Okay.
'Cause I was just in the gym, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just so focused on just like getting the most out of myself, you know. Like I barely, like, you know, I graduated, you know, got my degree and stuff, but I was so focused on hoops, bro. I didn't, like, school was fifth, sixth, seventh
Right.
thought. Like,
Right.
I was not worried about school at all, but I got it done at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But freshman year, you know, we had a lot of injuries throughout my whole 4 years. Luckily, I'll get to that after. But my freshman year, I ended up starting probably 11th game into the season.
Okay.
Got the starting gig, and then played really well. You know, averaged about 12 that year. Ended on a high note. I scored 25 points in the WCC tournament, which is in Vegas.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sophomore year was probably my best year record-wise. We had a lot of great teammates. We had Drew Viney, Ashley Hamilton. We just had a really good core group. The coach won Coach of the Year. I averaged about 15 and like 6 that year.
Okay,
that was the first
nice.
time, like, you know, I got put on like a little national scene, you know, TV games, stuff like that. And then junior year,
What are some of the teams you play at Loyola?
So,
like who's else?
like WCC consists of
Gonzaga.
BYU, St. Mary's,
Okay.
Pepperdine.
Okay.
You know, Santa Clara.
Gotcha.
San Diego.
Gotcha. Okay.
So going into junior year, man, I'm just like, okay, this is my team now. You know, let me grind through the whole summer, and then just every game kill it.
Word.
You know, just be locked in. That was when I was just first started tapping into visualization.
Okay.
You know, meditating.
Or like seriously, and like you said, you've probably been doing it for.
Yeah, I was doing it unconsciously, but now, like, I can never forget. I went got up shots late night. The next day we're playing UCLA. It's LMU versus UCLA. This is like easy win for UCLA.
Right,
you know? So,
right.
Probably about 10 after I'm done shooting, showered up and stuff, about to go back to my dorm room. About 10 p.m., 11 p.m., I just go on the baseball field. I'm just looking up at the stars for about like 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then I'm just like, just visualizing everything I'm going to do and how it's all going to play out the next day. And then how much I'm going to score, you know, that feeling of winning. Because I started tapping into The Secret, the book, The Secret.
Yep.
And I just started applying that stuff. And then it played out, man. The first game, we beat UCLA.
Ooh.
And they were like 12th in the country, you know, as soon as the rankings came out. And then it was a huge upset, especially LMU. Like, you know, they never beat a school like that, you know. So like, and I had like 24 and like 8. And then, so yeah, fast forward, that was my sophomore year. Fast forward, my junior year, I was like top 10 in the country in scoring. I think about like 6 was like my best, and then I finished at like 11th in the country. I was averaging about 20.4 or something like that. And then we ended up going to the semifinals in Vegas, WCC tournament. You know, going up against BYU and Gonzaga's a high major.
For sure.
You know, so
for sure.
It's
for sure.
You know, slim to none, you're gonna beat them. But so then my senior year, I'm kind of, and that's when it's like, you know, you're getting interest from NBA scouts, see NBA scouts at the game. Coach Farr, I'm telling you, he's like, listen, you know, because my approach was like, okay, if we're down, I'm putting the team on my back, and I'm just gonna try to do anything to make it work.
Word.
So I figured out that's not the way to go. You're not gonna make yourself look good. Your stock is gonna drop if you're just trying to force everything.
Okay.
In the last 4 or 5 minutes because you're losing. You know, so that was that learning experience, and then teams double teaming me and understanding that I have to give the ball up just because that's the right play instead of like dribbling it out, dribbling through two people, and then trying to make, so like just making the right read instead of forcing it.
Yeah.
So that was a huge learning moment for me, that from my junior to senior year. And then, we actually ended up playing against Damian Lillard.
Okay, at Weber.
Yep, he was at Weber State in the CBI tournament. This is going back to my junior year. And then the coach told me, Coach Farr, he was like, listen, we'll win this game. Like, Damian will get his numbers, but we'll win this game because he's not going to force none. Just watch how he's not forcing anything. So he ended up having a bad game because our whole defense was keyed on him. And then he actually hit the shot to put it in overtime, but he wasn't forcing anything. We would double team him. He made the right read. If they missed, you made the right read.
Yeah.
But there was 15 to 20 NBA scouts on the sideline. So then my senior year, I kind of took that into consideration. Ended up having some huge games. Had 35 up at Gonzaga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, gave me a standing ovation.
Oh, nice.
Ended up having like 28 down at BYU. And then, used to be Mitch Kupchak at practices. Scouts for like Boston Celtics. Scouts for like, Houston, Dallas, always at practice and stuff, checking in on the team and on my progress. And then so we went down to I averaged about like 19 that year. 19. My assists went up, my rebounds went up, because that was like the main feedback I got was you gotta be able to facilitate.
Be that complete guy and everything. Yeah.
When you go to the NBA, they don't want you to score.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a facilitator. So I learned that throughout my senior year. Ended up going to the WCC tournament, made it to the semifinals again. Ended up losing to BYU. So that was my last game. The whole arena gave me a standing ovation.
Wow.
Ended up, I believe I'm the third leading scorer in LMU history.
Wow.
Most games ever played, most minutes ever played, like top 5 in assists, top like 10 in steals.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
that's
so,
awesome.
And then going back to what the pitcher Coach Farr originally painted is like, leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Forever be cemented and remembered at LMU. So when I'm old, 50, 60, I can go back to LMU and be like, kids, see my name, you see my banner, you see these plaques, so I accomplished what I went there to do. And then, it was kind of, then it was just thrown right into the business.
Yeah.
And it was what I've always wanted, because then it's like, no more am I attached to a team or a coach. It's like, it's all on me.
Yeah.
So like,
and you're working. Yeah.
Oh, I'm working. OD. Like working that summer. I'm working out. I flew my trainer out. We're working, waking up, pool in the morning, weights, shots, take a nap, and then shots at night. Like for the whole summer. Ended up getting, a bunch of workouts. Worked out with Dallas. Worked out with the Lakers 3 times, Clippers twice. Went to Toronto, Houston. Eventually signed with Lakers Summer League.
Okay.
That was a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
From Waterbury Crossing, you know what I'm saying? Like 5'9", 5'8" kid. And then just, being in Vegas, not only like originally walking in the practice facility and being like, damn, like I'm gonna make the most of this opportunity. Like I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna be the last one out the gym every day. At least in training camp. And then that's what I did. Didn't really get a fair shake in the games, just because it's the business.
Totally.
They drafted a guard. And he's getting all the run, and it's fine. When I get in there, I'm gonna try to do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
But just like that experience of, we're not getting a bunch of money, but we're getting a good chunk of change throughout the summer. We're flying, we're getting catered meals. Going down to Vegas, getting a nice ass suite. I'm in Vegas for 3 weeks, me and my girl just chilling, kicking it, and then games come, I'm locked in, but I'm not getting, like I said, I'm not getting much playing time. And then, so that eventually came to an end. They offered me a D-League deal.
Okay.
I wouldn't have to, because after that they have a D-League draft.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have to enter the draft. I would have automatically been on the team.
Okay, gotcha.
Or it was go to France and
Ah.
take the money in France. So I'm just like, I'll be either I could take the 6-figure deal in France, or I can, stay in the D League, and I won't get. And this is about July at the time, and the D League doesn't start playing, so I won't get a first check until like October.
Ah.
And I'll be in LA, so I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to put in all this work. I need to get compensated somehow, So ended up turning the D League contract down and signed my deal in France Pro A. And at the time, everybody was like, "Yeah, it's a great." Like everybody on the Lakers summer league team, when it like hit the news and stuff, all the coaches like, "Congrats, Anthony. It's a great job." And I'm thinking like, man, I'm trying to be in the NBA.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care about France, And then everybody tell all the players like, "Yo, you got that? Like, how you get that? Who's your agent? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "All right, bet. I guess it's a good gig." Like, okay, cool. And then,
but then probably all the people who don't really know the game are like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Like my mom is like, "Anthony, you're going to France?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Mom,
You have the D League at the Lakers. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Mom, they just offered me 6 figures. Like, what? Like, she's like, yeah, that's a lot of money, but what?" And I'm just like, "Mom, like, listen, I'm gonna listen to my agent and people that's been through it." So yeah, that was the case, and like, from my pop's standpoint, he always trusted me with all my decisions. He never persuaded me in any way. So he kind of was just like, "Yeah, man, you made the right decision going to LMU. I trust you in making this decision."
Was that like? I mean, that was a tough decision. Yeah, or like the way you make it seem like it was. You knew that was the right decision or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, just because, like I said, I didn't have any experience, but just the reaction from my agent, the reaction from, like, former pros, and then the reaction from the Lakers staff and my teammates on the Lakers.
Okay.
They were just saying, like, "Man, I played in France 2 years ago. It was awesome. Like, it's a great league, great competition, similar to NBA, a lot of athletes run up and down. So, okay, but like, you can really succeed out there." So
Yeah.
like, cool. Like, let me sign this deal. And then I was like, summer league ended in June. So summer league ended in like early July. And then I played Pro-Am for sure.
Okay, yep.
That was the first time I had been home.
Okay.
The first time I played Pro-Am, because in college you can't play Pro-Am.
Right, yeah, right.
But, which is bogus. But anyway, so I would go home. So that was the first time I played pro. So I know it's got to be some type of interaction or crossing for sure.
Dude.
Because I was Crosby, Waterbury kid.
For sure.
Just came from Lakers summer league.
For sure.
Everybody interviewing me and stuff. So went back home, played summer league or the Pro-Am, and then I left from Connecticut to
France, and that's where we started the thing.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
damn,
where
man!
it started,
What I asked how tough of a decision that was, and it seems like it wasn't. What's been your toughest decision you've had to make through your career? You feel like?
Oh man, I mean, I would just say like. I feel like every decision has been, like my gut feeling has been there.
Right.
But it's always so tough to leave, man. Like, once I'm here, I'm good.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've been through, I'm probably on my 4th agent right now.
Okay.
So I've been through the ups and downs with that, and just understanding people aren't really as genuine as you may think they are.
Fuck yeah, 100%.
Connections matter, reputation matters.
What gets you to a point to say I want a new agent?
It's just like, my first one just wasn't working hard for me, man. Like, wasn't giving me the right opportunities. And then another agency, a bigger agency would reach out to me, which was Octagon at the time. And they were able to, I just wouldn't be able to get a job. Like, I'm just like, man, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, it's August, I'm supposed to be signing soon. What's going on? They're like, okay, we're waiting. I wouldn't hear nothing from them. Won't respond to text sometimes. But then throughout the whole time, like agents are constantly building relationships with you and trying to reach out to you. You know,
for sure.
You know, you're a commodity. So
Yeah, they're your paycheck.
Yeah, for sure. So there's always people you can reach out to and relationships that you can build. So I was like, listen, I told this agent with Octagon, I was like, listen, man, if you can give me a job, I'm gonna roll with you. I'll sign with you tomorrow. So it came to me, presented me my first international job after Poland.
Okay.
I went to Lithuania.
Okay, perfect. Let's hop into it. Let's go right there. Yeah.
So I can remember I'm in San Diego with my lady, and I'm just like, damn, like I don't got a job yet. I'm living in my girl's parents' crib at the time, you know, and then I'm just like, listen, if you could give me a job, then I'll roll with you. I ended up, so I didn't do it the right way, which came to bite me in the ass.
Okay.
So I didn't terminate the contract the right way. I guess you gotta send in a letter to them, you know, do
like a 2-week notice, more or less kind of thing. Okay.
And then so I'm just like, I just ended up signing with the guy. He got me a deal, played NBA, played Champions League and in Lithuania, so that was my first time with a lot of exposure. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm riding with you, man. I was with him for 2 years. And then, but the first agent I was with ended up suing me.
Whoa.
Right.
Okay.
Ended up suing me for $5,000 because I didn't terminate the contract the right way, which is like, come on, man. Like, you're a big-time agency.
Yeah, and to
like,
go
I'm
for
one
5,
player, and I've only been playing for 3 years. Like, come on. Why are you coming after my money? For $5K?
Yeah.
Come on, man. So, after my year in Lithuania, they knew I made some good money.
Okay.
You know, they knew I played really well. Came home, they're like, listen, we're suing you, we're taking you to court. So I'm like, all right, but bet, I'm gonna fight this. Like, I'm gonna fight it because I'm not wrong. Like, you know you weren't working for me.
Right.
You weren't bringing me any deals, so what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And then, I got a lawyer, ended up, he's like, listen, Anthony, if we go and, you know, you complete your case, but they may rule it in their favor, then you might have to pay, you know, they was like, we can settle on a deal and you give us $3,000 right now, or we can go to court and I could potentially get $5K out of you. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna take my chances. And then I spoke to my lawyer. He was like, listen, Anthony, like, the judge, for the most part, like, they'll be able to hear your story, but the judge, for the most part, is gonna go with the establishment.
Gotcha.
You know, and then I'm like, damn. So I ended up, I'm just like, all right, man. And I texted you, I'm like, yo, you know this is like bullshit. He's like, you know you guys fucked me. And then ended up wiring him the $3K, and then got that off my back, and then that was that was after a year in Lithuania, killed it.
Did you play against Luka or no?
No.
He was playing in.
He was playing in Spain.
Spain, that's right. Spain. Okay, that's right.
And then I had a really good year in Lithuania. I was like top 3 in scoring all year. Averaged about 14. Went to the playoffs. Had great games, big games, highlights and stuff.
And they love their basketball out there, huh? Yeah.
Huge basketball country. I'll never forget. We were playing our rivals, and it's the first time I ever experienced this. So we beat them at their place, and the fans are hella intense, like chants, like they're screaming, you know, in their language, cussing at each other, back and forth.
Yeah.
So now we're at our place, sold out by like 10,000 people, and then as soon as the ball gets thrown up in the air, they just throw toilet paper on the court, bro. The whole and I'm like, I'm sitting I'm like in the game, and I'm just like, yo, what is this? Like, I've never seen this. And then, you know.
No, the cut you, man. I haven't been to a game in Europe, but just the pictures that I've seen and the atmosphere at soccer games I mean, at the Benfica game, you know, versus whoever it's against, the opponent has their own little section with fucking walls, so they can't throw stuff. I mean, it's a different thing than American sport. Sure. Like, we talk some shit, but and maybe someone's fighting in the parking lot, and that's it. So sorry, keep going though.
Yeah, so they just throw toilet paper all on the court, and everywhere, and then we play. They clean it. We end up playing the game. But then after the game, they end up beating us, and then we're in the locker room, and it's still loud as shit in the stadium. So our fans is going back and forth with their fans, and then so I come out. I got to do an interview, and I come out. They got like the flare guns all throughout the stadium. So like the whole arena is just smoking. It's just like, what is going on? So like that was a great experience to just piggyback off just Lithuania being passionate about basketball.
Yeah.
Huge basketball country, and I loved it, man.
Was that the craziest atmosphere you've been in, or as a whole the craziest fans probably, or where? Turkey's up there. Okay, yeah.
We played in Turkey when I was in Lithuania. Like I said, we played international.
Okay.
So we played in Turkey, and it was like you said. So we had like walls that surrounded our bench, so they couldn't throw anything, and then surrounding the whole gym there was police officers. It's probably like their arenas are huge, so it's like 20, 15,000, 20,000, and then on top of that they have a net like circling the gym, so they don't throw anything on the court. It's like, yo,
wow,
it can get crazy, man. But like you love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And they're like, Ireland, you suck. Ireland, you're not shit. And I'm just like laughing at them, But you love those environments, man, and that's what you look forward to. Is
it's a huge rivalry between the fans, obviously, but was it a big rivalry with the players? Or, I mean, it's still, in a way you're kind of like, I'm a part of this team. There is a rivalry, but we're both going back to the States after, for the most, the majority of the guys that are on the court, so what was that relation? How was that?
No, it's like you said, we're having many conversations throughout the game, everything good over there, bro? If we get a chance about, how you like the city, how's management over there, how's the team, how's the coach?
Okay.
Because what's going on with every team, the rumors, everything that's going on. Then after the game, you'll chop it up and be like, maybe let's, if you're staying tonight, let's link, go out to dinner, let's grab a drink or something like that, which is really dope.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's not really but I mean, at the end of the day, there's food on the table and you got to.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah. The competition's natural. Yeah.
That's there. But other than that, it's all love.
Okay,
because we're going through the same shit.
100%. Yeah, that's right. I got a good one with that. Is my first year here, we played in the Champions League of American football, and so a team from Turkey came here, a team from Istanbul came here, and man, we probably don't beat this team, or we only beat them 1 out of 5 times, right? They're bigger, they got more dudes than us. This team that I'm playing on has only been playing for 3 years as an actual team. Okay. Well, that was the 1 out of 5, and so we beat them that day. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably one of my best memories from here, or my favorite memory in general from a football perspective, was we beat them, but then after the game it was all love between Turkish, Portuguese, American, everybody. Yeah. And then that night we go out, and I linked up with their QB and their DB and had their WhatsApp, and we talked to them, and I ended up meeting, or not, just randomly running into on Pink Street. I don't know if you've been to Pink Street.
I haven't. Someone just told me about that. I heard it's dope.
Yeah, it's just like a vibe. It's kind of, there's 2 spots people go out here, Pink Street and Bairro. Yeah. And
what is it?
Dude, it's crazy, bro. Oh, okay. If you're going to say it like a Portuguese, it's just Bairro.
Wow.
Because, bro, Portuguese is a crazy language, and so if the word ends in an O, you don't really say the O.
Okay.
The double R is a H.
Yeah.
And then, so if we're going to say it in English, it's Bairro or Bairro Alto. Yeah. But since you don't say the O at either end.
Okay, word.
So it's just Bairro.
Wow. I'm
Bro.
over here saying Barrio Alto.
Bro, it took me, dude, I'm so glad when this came up. It took me 2 months of living here before, my homies on the team, hey, yeah, we're going out to Bajual tonight. All right, word, cool. And I'd go out, and it's just all the, like, small little, like, old town streets, and everyone just drinks outside.
Yeah, that's a dope vibe over there.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it took me 2 months before I realized, like, there's signs all over everywhere saying Bajual.
Yeah.
Bro, it took me 2 months before I knew that Bajual was what was written on the sign.
Okay.
It, like it was a light bulb day of like, I look at my Portuguese homie, I'm like, yo, Phil, like, that says Bajual? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, yeah, like, exactly the same as you, bro.
Yeah,
exactly the same.
Damn.
And so we were in Pink Street, and me and my boy are just having a drink, and everyone's outside for the most part, and I look over and I'm like, damn, those dudes look like the dudes from like the two DNs for the Turkish team. And they chased me around quite a bit that game. And they were hella cool after the game, and one of them spoke super good English. He went to like an American school or something. And so I go up like, yo, you guys are from the Turkish team, right? And they recognized me as I was. Yeah, what's up? Bro, we ended up partying with them. And we had like a drink with them there. And then, man, I'm not a big club guy or anything, but at the time on the team, our middle linebacker was like the head security at Urban Beach, which is kind of like known as like the more kid kind of club here in Lisbon, right on the beach. And Colin, my American import, would bartend there at night. And so, bro, and I mean, it's popping. It's there's like that one and one other club out here that are kind of the two main ones, at least when I lived here. And so we didn't have to wait in line, and I didn't have to pay for drinks. And so in that case, bro, I'm a club guy, And so we bring in the Turkish dudes, maybe like 3, 4, 5 of them. We're rolling in like 4 or 5, We shouldn't be getting in the club like 9 dudes deep, cutting the line, and we are. And Colin's at the bar that night after playing in a game, and just, bro, that was like, when I look back on, first it was the probably most fun, cool game to be a part of, because I don't think the Portuguese dudes even thought we could win. Okay. Because like I said, they were bigger, better, they looked the part. And then we won, and you could see like after like the first drive, or maybe like second time we scored, people are like, oh, we can do this, like to get that. And then that night was probably the most fun night I've had here in Lisbon, and so like the ultimate pinnacle of those two things. And so, I mean, in the same sense, like you're saying, after games with the other imports on the other teams, I think there's a couple dudes I don't really fuck with just because they're in football, like they play dirty. Like there's a couple. There was one linebacker out in Poland that's like twisting ankles on the bottom of piles, and like it's like, bro, we're all, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? It's not that serious, Come on, bro. Yeah, bro. So that's what I always like to hear, how the basketball, because you have more opportunity for conversation. Yeah, definitely. Than in football, like, and so that's sick. And so getting back to you, what so it was, what was after Slovenia?
So I was in Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Yep. Oh, good. So I was in Lithuania, had a good year, and then I'm in the off season. I sign with a team in Germany. Okay. Same thing, international. So like, kind of like leveling up, continue leveling up, and then so I go out to Germany and say that same feeling, like just not like something ain't right. Word. Something ain't right. Like before I got there, so I'm coming in as a replacement. So I'm replacing a guy, and I know the guy. He went to Arizona, University of Arizona. He played high major. He's a New York kid, so I knew him growing up. He's older than me, and then So I'm like, but he's still there in Germany. So I'm like, damn, like, what happened? What happened? His name is Momo Jones. I'm like, what happened with Momo? And nobody's giving me the full story, but nobody knows. So then, and meanwhile, the team didn't announce my signing. You know, not on Twitter, Instagram, no outlets contact me. So I'm like, what? Like, this isn't normal, but like, okay, whatever. So I go out there in our first practice. I see Momo shooting around before we get on the court. And me and Momo didn't know each other at the time, but I knew I grew up, you know, watching him play.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's good, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm from CT, you from New York. Like, you know, I know you, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, put me on game. What's going on out here? He was like, shh. He's like, all I can say is, bro, you're going to see. I'm like, what you mean, bro?
Shit.
I'm like, nah, bro, fill me in. What you mean? He's like, bro, just this dude, this coach, man, he's just, man, you're not going to get along with him, man. He's different, bro. And the weird thing is that the coach is an American. An American guy, you know? So it's like, you know, you think you're going to go right into a situation where it's love. So then I'm there, you know, I'm taking a bunch of tests, you know, I'm passing my tests, exams and all that stuff. And I'm going through practice and it's just like the coach is just not feeling me. Like I'm coming off pick and rolls, doing my game plan, how like what you brought me here for, and he's just like, no, Anthony, we don't want that. We don't need that. Just do this and do that. Okay, cool. Like, but then every time I do something, he's like, no, we don't want that. Do this. So I'm like, what is going on? So I'm talking to my agent, and then at the time I'm still talking to Momo, like, yeah, bro, like this coach is like, I don't know why, like he's not feeling my game. Like, did he not do his homework on me? Like, did he not see my games, how I play? So I end up like one day, like I'm in my apartment. I'm actually at the zoo with Momo and his family. Okay. And then they're just blowing me up, because I didn't get my car yet at the time. So Momo drove, so they're blowing me up, and I'm just like, this is an off day. Why is everybody calling me? So coach contacts me. He's like, listen, Anthony, we're gonna let you go. And I've only been there for like 2 weeks, bro.
What?
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, all right, let me speak to my agent. And then my agent was like, oh yeah, like I don't know what's going on. Like, I've ran into this problem with this coach before. He's just, not being transparent with us. Yeah. So I'm just like, look, can I stay out here for at least give me like at least a week to stay out here, or 2 weeks, so I can find another job to hop on. And not go back to the States. So they're like, okay, we'll give you 2 days. And I'm just like, yo, like, okay, this ain't right. So I just tell Momo, I'm like, bro, like, is this? And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I just met him. Yeah. I didn't know him. You know, I'm like, and he got a baby at the time. So I'm like, and his girl's out there. So I'm like, bro, is it? And he's off the team too. So it's like 2 American point guards sitting in Germany, just like on payroll. For the only reason for them being there, yeah. In their apartments, driving their cars. And it's like, I'm like, bro, do you mind if I just stay with you? He got an extra room. So I'm like, bro, you mind if I just stay with you? Because they're kicking me out. Because they're bringing another guy in. So they're kicking me out of the apartment they gave me, and they're giving it to the new guy. So I'm like, so he's like, yeah, bro, like, whatever you need, bro. I'm not going to just let you, American, I'm not going to let you be on the streets. Yeah. Okay, bet. So I was with him for about a week. We bonded crazy. It was super dope. And then I was just like, man, like I can't do this. Like, nothing comes up within the next 2-3 days, I'm gonna just be out. He's gonna be like, oh, he's like, oh, you sure, bro? Like, you can stay here. So I remember, like, I ended up flying back on my birthday. Okay. I flew back on my birthday, September 25th, back to the States. I was home for about like 2 weeks, and then that's where it's kind of like that uncertainty again, that unknown, where it's like, damn, like I know it's not over, but like, why am I going through this? Like, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? So the universe is testing me. So, and then it set me up for something bigger. I ended up going to a great in Russia, which is the best league outside the NBA. Gotcha. Russia and Spain is like head to head. Okay. So, and you can make. They pay you the most in Russia. Gotcha. So yeah, they got that bread, dude. Yeah, they got like mob bread. Yeah, so for real. I ended up going out to Russia, signed with that team, which was a very, very difficult situation, just because I'm in Russia.
Like culturally and
culturally, I'm by myself. It's hard to get family out there. So like, I had my girl,
visa,
all that's super tough. And then we ended up going through. So I was there for about 7 months. We ended up going through 5 coaches, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was like a lot of ups and downs. A lot of coaches that are really feeling me, and I'm playing a lot. And then a new coach come in and won't fuck with me.
What?
And then another coach will come in, and it's like, okay, we're gonna roll with you. And then the next coach come in, nah. So it was just like, man, this is crazy. But anyways, I just thugged it out, and got through that season. And that's the whole, that whole time I started manifesting for this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need to be in a place where my family can come kick it.
Yep.
Where I can, because in Russia you can't go anywhere.
No.
You can't walk anywhere. Like it's snowing, it's muddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't walk. There's no sidewalks. Damn near. So I'm just like, listen, next year I need to be able to enjoy off the court. I want my family to be able to come out and see me, and they can be able to enjoy, their time. And then so I just thugged it out in Russia. That 7 months. Came back home, and then got to work.
And then that's when we met, essentially, right?
I did my camps.
Yep.
I did my camps, and then my girl, and it's crazy that I'm out in Seattle.
Yeah, right.
It's like my girl's from San Diego, and then she gets a job.
That's right. I was like, why was he even in Seattle? Yeah.
My girl gets her first real gig.
Okay.
In Seattle, so I'm in Seattle, like just like damn, I just gotta figure shit out. Like obviously I want to be with her, spend time with her, but like. I don't know any basketball players. I don't know anybody. I do have one of my best friends, Tim Diedrichs, out there.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him.
I don't know him, no.
He went to Snohomish
High
School.
Okay.
But so I know him, but like I don't know. I'm not connected with the culture. I don't know anybody. So I'm like, damn. So randomly, I just I'm in Green Lake, and I just go to the Green Lake community center. Just walk in there, and I'm just like, look, man. I'm talking to this dude named Ernest Chatters. Old dude, like 60 years old, black dude, and he's in there, helping little kids, and on one side, and they've got like a few, you can tell grown men who are pros, my friends now, but we're pros. I'm like, look, man, like I played professionally the last 5 years, I just need someone to help me get back, to where I want to be, and rebound for me, and help me work out. So yeah, man, I got you. So get linked up with Ernie, I meet Salim. I meet
okay.
DJ.
Yeah.
I meet Scotty.
Okay.
And then I get linked up with Cartier, Frenchie Cartier. His name's Hot Bread. He just does training.
I think it sounds familiar. Yeah.
So he tells I'm like, bro, like I need cause I'm going to just like the Green Lake Fitness Center at the time with me and my girl, just working out, and then. So I'm like, look, like, he's like, bro, if you need like strength and conditioning stuff, you need to go catch Tim. Like, he's the best dude in the world, let alone on the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, bet, like, I've been through hella shit. Like, there's no way, like, I can't do what he's about to, show us. Yeah. So I'm out there, and I think that was my first day.
First day, yep.
My first day, I met you, and then going through all the pre-workout stretches, warm-ups, and all that shit with Tim, and he just. I kind of did my background information on them. I'm like, damn, this is a good environment. A lot of everybody's a pro. Everybody's got aspirations. And shit. So, really just got locked in with that community. And then I think I said I was from Connecticut, and you were like, oh shit, I went to New Haven. Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then
you're like, yeah, I played in Poland at one point. I was like, I played in Poland. Where? Yeah, so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going, and then everybody's overhearing the conversation, and then that was like one of your last week. Yeah. That was like your last week. And then I think maybe it was that.
It might have been my last day, actually. Or second to last.
Yeah. Second to last. Yeah. The last day we linked was when we went to Chipotle.
Right. Right.
And then,
that's right.
So then I came back it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, came back Thursday. And I think, that was the last time I seen you, and you bounced. And then I was just there, just tapping in with the culture, just grinding with Tim, man. That shit,
and that group is phenomenal, man.
Elite, bro. Like just that group, the camaraderie. Everybody gets along. Everybody loves each other. And Tim is just like that, older uncle, father, mentor.
Totally.
Totally. Pops, older uncle, dude. and he's just, you know, spitting out gems every time you talk to him. Even though he goes off on his tangent, it's just like, it's always love, and it's just like gems. You know, like he's giving you free game. So I'm just picking his brain on, you know, I'm conscious and I'm a vegetarian. So like,
okay, yeah.
You know, I'm giving him pointers on that. He's telling me, you know, he's doing this, and so we're just vibing. And then, you know, man, so from here on out, I've always got to go back and tap in with the Seattle culture.
Hell yeah, man. No.
Even if, because my girl's still there now, but like she'll eventually, or hopefully, like we have plans to her just being with me permanently and traveling with me.
Word.
But I'll always make it a point to go out there for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
At least, yeah.
Get back in with Tim, see you guys. And
dude, I was talking about this yesterday with somebody of like, you know, if I want to, it trips me out, some of the shit you say. Like, I think I probably got 4 or 5 more years of like really playing like as my focus. Yeah. And like, I know for sure I need to be back in Seattle for at least a month, you know, preferably 2 with Tim and with the group, because like, man, I've known Tim now a decade. Like I started working out with him when I was 18, like right after my senior year of high school. And, bro, and I randomly went there because my boy was like the #1 recruit for football in the state. And we always were kicking it. He's like, oh shit, I got to go to this workout. Can you drive me? And I'm like, bro, I'm not your taxi or whatever, you know? And he's like, oh, no, you come. Yeah. Just kind of getting me to take him.
Okay.
I was like, all right, cool. Like, I've heard about Tim, and Tim was like not stoked that I showed up just randomly, you know, like, because, I mean, I was just some random dude, you know, like that didn't, and the group was all pros or like top D1 guys, and man, throughout, but the thing was I worked, you know, and I was open to the gems and the knowledge and everything, and like really tapped in. And after like the first week or so, I was like, or after the first one, I was like, can I come back? You know, can I come to the next one? Yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, I like how you work. And I was like, you know, because I'm pushing the 30-year-old pro guy in there, because it's like, shit, if he can do it, this little 18-year-old kid from Issaquah is doing it, like, I damn sure better be able to do it, you know? And so like, I kind of brought that. And so, man, I've had like Tim is like he's on another level from a physical standpoint, because not only is he leading the workouts, but like gets you on that mental, like he's working your brain out as much as he is working your physical out. And no, I'm super, super grateful. And then the connections that I've made through, I mean, we're sitting here because of it. And, you know, I can go back, and there's so many connections that I've made through that group that's been so cool. That, man, I got nothing but.
And man, just the Seattle culture, man, bro. I haven't found anything like that, man. And like, I've traveled, like, I've been in LA where it's like that's where people go in the summertime for the most part, training wise, NBA players, hoopers wise. But like, there's nothing like Seattle basketball. Just like,
dude, there is not.
Like sports culture.
No, and especially hoop. Like, I keep telling myself, like, fuck, I wish I was hooper, because like being a part, like, I feel like I am a real small part of it, because I know a lot of the dudes in it. But like, to really be in it, because it's like, there's you know, when I was talking with Spencer a few podcasts ago, like, I mean, at one point there were more dudes from Metro, the main than there were of all New York in the league.
Hell yeah.
You know, and so like, it has the talent, and then from my little perspective, like, everybody fucks with everybody there.
It's all love.
And it's not like this, like, oh, screw him because of that, you know, like, everybody's like messing with each other.
I've noticed that.
And so, no, the Seattle hoop community is like I said, I wish I was like really a part of it, you know, because like, fuck, it's cool. Like, okay, I got a couple, I mean, we're getting close, but I mean, I'm going to roll until we got no memory or no battery or whatever. But okay, I got a couple things from that last one you were talking about that I can relate with, of like, how many coaches, because you said it was weird because the coach was American and you didn't vibe with that dude. Like, how many American coaches have you had? Is it that common or no? No, okay, it's not common. Okay. Because Is that the only one?
That was the only American coach I've ever had.
Okay. And that's, dude, it's weird
Yeah,
because
it's a weird element when it comes to that.
no, because the coach I didn't get along with in Finland was American.
Yeah.
And I kind of am a slightly biased, and I don't want to like throw people under the bus, but like in my little experiences and from what I've heard from other imports, like a lot of the time the American coaches that are over here have some weird angle that isn't for the game, you know, and I'll leave it like that. But it made me think, like, you know, here in Portugal, Portuguese coach, we had this kind of Canadian dude that helped from afar. He kind of got me there, was a big recruiting guy and did a great job with that. And then in Poland, it was a Polish head coach. And then the first year we had a American O-line coach that was just kind of an old retired guy that wanted to travel a little bit. Yeah. And then the second year I ended up bringing in my center from college. And so like he's been the most legit American coach that I've been around because he was there for the game and he was the same age as everybody and, you know, like wanted the culture. But no, and so when you said the only coach that he didn't fuck with was an American guy, I was like, I get, and so it's weird to hear that even though it's a completely different game, that there's that similarity right there. All right, so now, bro, we've literally, I can't wait to rewatch this, just the way we've circled and everything. Yeah. And I want to get into just kind of some questions I like asking people about, like, man, you know, you're living your dream and you're fucking doing it, you know, and like ups and downs and everything. And something I like to ask people, and with the living for a living theme, like what's your definition or how you view living? Like, what does that like mean to you? Like, if it, you know, people say like, oh, you're living the life, or you're living, and there is kind of a prototypical, like, it's involved with money or whatever, but like to you personally, if like, what do you feel like living is for you?
I mean, that's a very broad question, but you know, I could go so many.
So yeah,
ways.
however,
but just like initially, just like if my soul's intact and my soul is in it, and I'm in the right place, then you'll know it and you can feel it. Right. You know, and then when you're not when you're not where you're supposed to be, you can feel it. So like, and my motto with the academy is do what you love what you do. Word. So I've always found myself just pursuing what I love, and you know, in those times, whether it be ups and downs, like I'm still, you know, whether I'm going through adversity, but like it's gonna pay off, and ultimately, like the more and more I just mature and get older, like I'm just finding, you know, how the lessons I'm learning in basketball apply to life. For sure. So for me, living is just like living on your own terms, living as freely as possible, not being restricted, not being tied down to, you know, your normal 9 to 5 or your normal, like, just be, you know, just a slave to money, you know, or a job, you know, just because you went to school, you got this degree, you know, your parents want you to do this, or, you know, like, you know, or you feel like you don't have an outlet, or so you got to go resort back to, you know, whether it's, you know, selling drugs or just doing bad shit. So like, just like, you know, trying to find that passion and just, you know, being, you know, not only what you're passionate about, but just being like, just being satisfied and content with where you're at. And you'll know it. That's the thing. Like you'll really know if you're where you're supposed to be. And even when you're not where you want to be, like it's gonna set you up for where you're supposed to be. You know, so like last year was tough for me. Russia was tough for me. This off season was tough for me. But I'm not, you know, I'm not the person that wears my emotions on my sleeves. I bottle it in, and I just, you know, I meditate on those feelings. You know, and then this situation comes up, and this is a situation or a point in my life where I can see myself being here for 2-3 years. Word. Oh, awesome. So just like, you know, knowing that, not only I put the physical work in, but just the mental work. I think that's the key, because you can be in a fucked up situation and where things are going bad. Even if you could be getting paid, you could be getting a good chunk of change and still hate it.
Totally.
Still hate the environment. But it just has to sit well with your soul, and it's and as long as your soul's intact and you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're ultimately passionate about what you're doing, I feel like it's gonna work out in your favor, man.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I love it, man. That's like I've said probably too many times already. Being here has been one of my favorite 2 years, and it was the for sure worst contract, least amount of money I've ever been making.
Mm-hmm.
And how you just said is just, it felt right.
Yeah.
And so man, that's great.
And also you have to realize nobody has this shit figured out.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? And repeatedly you're going to go through so much adversity at the very beginning. The beginning is always the hardest.
Yeah.
So whether it's your first time becoming a pro, your first time getting a real job, your first time starting off a season, from my experience, coming in late to a season, it's going to be rocky. I'm going to hit a lot of adversity the first month. Right. Because that's just life.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Nothing's gonna come that easy, man.
No.
If that was the case, everybody would be just living the dream and doing what they want. But also with that, you can easily sell out, and go the other route and just be like, listen, I went to school, I got my master's, I got my doctorate, so I got to be a doctor. And you can hate that shit.
100%.
And your soul can be eating at you. Because you, like you said, you might be happier living in a one bedroom or a studio, rather than having your own crib making $200K a year.
Totally.
So if your soul's intact, that's the main thing, and you got to understand. And I repeatedly always tell this to not only to my family, but my girlfriend and my peers who I come across, is the beginning is always the hardest. Even with podcasts and
hell yeah,
even something as simple as setting the podcast up is okay, this went wrong. And it's are you gonna trip out and be damn, it's over, or are you just gonna be it's all good, I'm gonna figure it out? Yep. And then once you figure it out, it's good, it's easy money. So I repeatedly come across times where it's okay, yeah, you're right. And I'm talking to myself, but the universe is showing me these signs. I'm yeah, it couldn't have been that easy. Right. Because it's not supposed to be. Right. So it's just reaffirming what I've experienced and what I've been through. So, and I like to say, they say traveling is almost getting your master's degree. So I feel I've been not only been around the world, but I've experienced a ton of shit and been tested, been put in the craziest situations, and just weathered the storm. Yeah. So it just goes. I'm not trying to be some philosopher dude, but that's just what I've experienced, throughout, my 28 years of living, man.
Hell yeah. No, man, that's I was going to say one of my questions, I'm looking, kind of glancing, as I was going to say, what has traveling brought you? And then literally as I look at it, you're and traveling kind of gets you your master in that way. And no, I think that, especially as Americans, we're
very spoiled.
We're spoiled and also not spoiled in the sense that traveling isn't really encouraged in a way. Right. We get 2 weeks paid vacation, or if you're lucky, you get 2 weeks paid vacation, and then you're worried about that. And so to go off on that too, what's been from traveling and living, man, you've lived in some different cultures. The East kind of can all be somewhat similar, but at the same time, East Coast, West Coast U.S., now West Coast Europe, East Coast. What's how have you what have you taken away most of? I think maybe it might be a little repetitive, but I want to just throw it to you. What traveling, everything for you, what's it done for you?
Man, it's just been beautiful, man. Just the journey and just learning, man. Just, whether it's seeing things on TV and then experience it, or experiencing stuff by yourself. Even though you're by yourself, it may be bittersweet, but it's like, like my mom told me for the first time the other day, like, Anthony, you sound like a grown man. Like, wow, you're a man. Like, wow, like I used to think you were my son, but you're a man.
Yeah.
And that made me feel really good. But it's like, I've been, because I've been doing this on this journey by myself. Like,
right.
For the past six seasons.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, like, traveling is just like, I love it, man, and it's just something that I'll always continue to do, and it's just taught me so much, man. Like, as far as just like, different cultures, reading people, understanding, like, in Europe they don't, that personal space is very different. Like, they'll be all up on you, in the line in the grocery store, but in the States you'd be like, yo, like, back up, you know what I'm saying? But like, just learning those things, eye contact, and like, you don't even really have to speak the same language, man, to know what's going on, to know what people are thinking, to know what they're saying, know if they're talking about you. And that's the beauty of just like the human instinct and the human impacts of life. I feel like it's super incredible. Not only speaking basketball, because basketball, it's easy, but like just in day-to-day life, like you can tell when people are going through something, or you can tell when, like, your vibe is received. And like,
that's what I was gonna say. Is like, you don't need the language to connect sometimes.
No, you're just like, it's like the frequency you're on, and like your aura, how you're operating is just like in a good space. So like, and people recognize that. People recognize that, and you can recognize toxic energy. So like, especially being in foreign lands, I think that has been the biggest, like, learning lessons for me.
Word.
And just recognizing that.
Word. All right, I've got one more for us, because, dude, I like how I said in the beginning, guys, I don't really know. We only go about an hour. Now we're at 2:10, Although it's like I know you without knowing you.
For sure.
But, it's New Year's Eve day right now.
It's just crazy.
That's dope. And, I got this weird feeling that like 2020 is about to be a big year in whatever way possible.
Yeah.
I'm not like a big resolution guy or whatever, but for you, 2020, what's something that's on your mind that you want to be better at? You want to something, I'm not saying a resolution, but how do you see 2020 going for yourself? And what's something that you're consciously kind of thinking of with this new year ahead of us?
Well, I think first we're definitely in a, in just a technology information age. So I think there's going to be an abundance amount of just change and opportunity, and like, for me, I want to set higher goals.
Okay.
Set my goals super, super high, more than I've ever have, just because I'm living proof that you can reach. I've been able to reach every goal that I've planned out. So, taking more risks, traveling more, seeing more. I want my eyes to be able to see a lot of things, and back to the basics, just like learning how to be a better son, learning how to be a better boyfriend, a better uncle.
Word.
Just a better person overall, and understanding that people, will go through things, but like, just be there for them. Just be there for them. And yeah, man, like, I just, like you said, I think 2020 is gonna be just this next decade is going to be huge.
Hell yeah.
With, like I said, opportunities and differences in the culture, and I'm just looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm sure halfway through this decade I won't be hooping as much. So like, I definitely want to plan for, post-career as far as like, investments and, financial freedom and, starting on that path to generational wealth. I'm definitely like locked in and tapped into that, because I want to be able to give my kids something that I wasn't necessarily given, or just give them opportunities and chances that I wasn't given to as a young kid. Because you ultimately, like, somebody has to be the sacrifice.
Word.
For the next generation. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to be that sacrifice, and whether it's saving money, whether it's playing an extra 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
or holding off on getting a crib, getting a car, like holding off on all the flashy things that I could probably get now. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
For what, So that's what it's about for me, man. Just more building towards the future. Looking towards building more with my girlfriend, my family. Start my own family.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that, and then just set my goals higher. Like I said, risk, taking more risks and just taking advantage of every opportunity, man.
That's what's up, bro.
What about you?
Man, 2020, I think, so 2019, I tried to be more consistent. Like, just to throw a broad term out there of, like, whether it be on the computer type of technological stuff, whether it be in my workouts, whether it be in my communication with people, just consistency. And kind of in the same way, like you, like, I want to, in a way, take risks, or just like really double down on myself. Right. With the podcast, with just thinking about and trying some shit that maybe won't work, but just really in a way of just doing it. Yeah. Like I said, like with this, I finally just had to be like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then taking that first step. Yeah. And so for me, like, trying to stay with the consistency, and then also just being like, all right, I'm going to do it. No matter what it is, whether it's going on some more hikes, whether it's doing more podcasts, whether it's just like, because I in the past I've gotten stuck in little ruts where, like, secluded, I don't leave the crib, I just kind of become a hermit almost. And then it leads to me not feeling good at all about myself, but when I'm out doing stuff, and I know, like, I feel like 2019 I kind of got like a little bit more understanding of myself. Obviously we all do, but I've really kind of tapped into like my formula or whatever. And so now, like, on 2020, I want to execute on that shit. And I know there's going to be ups, I know there's going to be downs, but like you said, like, even in the downs, it's like, okay, it's supposed to happen. It is like the Nepalese dude I talked to yesterday, David, who, I mean, cool ass motherfucker, and like his quote he kind of left me on that's really stuck with me is like, life is like a heartbeat. And he worked in a medical field at one point where, a heartbeat's up and down, and he says as soon as that thing's flat and it's not going up and down, you're dead. And so, like, that's been kind of my take of just like, okay, 19, I learned a lot. I think I got some of the formula for my own self, my own happiness, my own success, whatever it may be. And so now 2020 is like execution, more or less. And so,
sorry.
I was good.
I got a good book for you if you haven't read it.
Yeah.
You heard of Grant Cardone?
I know who he is. Yeah.
So, Grant Cardone has his book 10X.
Okay.
10,
yeah.
What we're saying is just like overdrive.
Yeah.
Set your goals dumb high.
Yeah.
And then just like execute as much as you can.
Okay.
Just, if you want to come out with 5 podcasts a month, set it at 25 a month.
Word. Okay.
And then just like everything in your life. So like I read that book last year, and it's really helped me just like with the academy and just stuff we're doing with the academy. So and like my goal with the academy as far as like 10X thinking was just like, I want to get 250 kids. Why not?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
250. We ended up at like 190, 195.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, bet it works. But like now, 10X in everything.
Word.
So that's
Word.
For sure.
Dude, all right. Let's Man, we could keep going. I'm worried. Hold on, let me look at some. 1:30, 12 minutes. Okay, we got 12 minutes on the memory card. Good. I just wanted to make sure before I asked this one we had some space and it wouldn't cut you off. But like, what is? I know we've said a lot today. I got 12 minutes, so I got. First is, you said you wanted to see a lot of shit. Like, what's as a traveler guy, what's on your top list for where you want to, like, travel destination or something, like, in your mind that you're thinking, I want to go see?
I'd say it's the, well, definitely the pyramids.
Okay.
Cairo. What the place in Peru, it's like the...
Oh, Machu Picchu?
Yep.
So you're trying to hit the wonders of the world.
The wonders and like like I definitely want to go to Morocco.
Okay.
I want to see Morocco. And then where else do I want to go? I mean, that's probably as of right now, that's probably it, man.
Okay. Well, you're here. I got to give you now a recommendation and it's just right outside of Lisbon. You got to get, if you haven't, Sintra.
Okay.
Sintra is like, it's connected in Lisbon district, and it's essentially like, it's one of my favorite places, if not, like, it's one of the most magical places, like, I've been, because my history's not great, but, like, if you were balling in the 1800s, like, you lived in Sintra, or you had a spot in Sintra, and so, like, there's all these crazy old houses that are still intact. There's a palace at the very top of the mountain. There's this other spot that, like, you can go down in this well. Damn. And like I said, like, whoever was living there in the past, like, shipped in all the different like vegetation. So there's trees and plants and shit from all over the world. Oh, wow. And so it's literally, you could be there in 20 minutes, 30 minutes driving. Okay. So I got to leave you with that one. Okay. And then shit, to end it up, bro, like, what's on you got anything to finish with, like, that is just on your mind that you want to say to whoever's watching out there,
I just say, man, I mean, not anything in particular, but just, like, chase your dreams, man. Just whatever you're passionate about it, sit on it, meditate on it, and then it can come to fruition, man. Like, anything is possible in this, like, physical form that we're in.
No doubt.
I truly believe that. So, like, just, like, whatever you're passionate about it, think about it, dream it, and then it'll come to fruition. Yeah.
That's it, bro.
Sure.
Fuck, man, dog. Much love, bro.
You already know.